And now to a story that left many across Georgia and the country scrambling to make sense of. We're talking about the memo from President Donald Trump's budget office, which directed federal agencies to freeze spending on loans and grants. The office pulled back that memo days later, but the administration says reviews of this spending continue. The whiplash confused the executive director of GEARS, an early education nonprofit.
And in an environment where it's impossible to get information, that causes anxiety, that causes potential shutdowns, that causes us to not be able to serve the children that we're supposed to be serving.
The University System of Georgia sent a statement to 11Alive News reassuring students, families, and employees that Pell Grants are not impacted by any pause in funding.
And this week, we sat down with Congressman Hank Johnson, who represents Georgia's 4th Congressional District. And we talked about the funding freeze back and forth. Johnson also says the Trump administration is pulling the country backwards, but admits Democrats are on the defensive. Well, in our one-on-one interview, we start with the budget office memo being rescinded.
Well, Trump is calling it a rescission, but when you actually read the so-called rescission, it is not a rescission. And so the cuts, the theft of taxpayer money continues. So you can't get, you got to look at what they do and not what they say, even in terms of their actions as opposed to what they write.
What was discussed? What can Americans see come out of this from House Democrats?
Well, of course, Democrats are not in control of the House of Representatives. Republicans have that responsibility. They have the majority. And so we can defend, but we can't prosecute. They control the floor. They put measures on the floor for House consideration and a vote. So what the executive branch has done the Trump has decided that I don't like what Congress has passed. I don't like the law. I don't want spending for child care for families. I don't want to fund breakfast and lunch meals for children. I don't want to fund Meals on Wheels for seniors. I don't want to fund COPS grants for local fire departments, local police departments. So all of these things that the freeze applies to are things that President Trump has decided that he doesn't want on his agenda. His problem is that Congress, under Article 1 of the Constitution, is the entity that sets the policy. He merely implements that policy, and so he's violating the Constitution. It's been challenged in court. That was one of the things that we talked about today, is that court challenge. And the other thing we talked about is the need for people to be informed about what is actually happening, how this administration is trying to deconstruct our democracy so that they can steal taxpayer money to fund their massive tax giveaway to Trump and his billionaire buddies.
On the topic of immigration, specifically the Laken Riley Act that was just signed into law, we know that 46 of your colleagues in the House did vote in favor of that. One of your colleagues, Lucy McBath, here in Florida, voting in favor for that.
In Georgia.
Or excuse me, in Georgia, correct. You voted no on that. What did Lucy McBath and then your colleagues over in the Senate, Senator Warnock, Senator Ossoff, what did they get wrong? Because they all voted yes for this.
Well, I was a criminal defense lawyer for 27 years before coming to Congress. And I was also a magistrate court judge during that time for 12 years. And so I know criminal law. I know what probable cause is. I know what the lack of probable cause is. And so the Laken Riley Act provides for the federal government, the Department of Homeland Security. It requires them to take into custody and detain an immigrant who is simply accused of shoplifting, or who might admit that I committed an act of family violence in hitting my male spouse back who hit me. Self-defense, but family violence, those kinds of catch-all provisions that require the Department of Homeland Security to actually pick up and detain a person. If a sheriff's deputy says that, okay, this guy told me, he confessed that he did this, that, or the other in terms of he stole a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from the corner store. We're going to detain him and deport him without any probable cause, without any adjudication of guilt. And I think that is wrong. And so what it is a...
But why do you think the other Democrats thought that this was the right way?
Well, they may see it a little differently. My view is my view. It was shared by most Democrats and no Republican. But I give folks credit for having their own views on things. This is my view. This is why I voted against it. And others have to do what they have to do.
And this is just part of our conversation. The Congressman and I spoke for more than half an hour, and you can see that extended interview streaming on 11Alive Plus right now. It's free to download